welcome back to another episode of tswemedia's Creative Corner. I'm your host for the evening, Christian Kachibombo, and tonight we have a serial entrepreneur, Mr. Mike Lopenzo. Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you very much, Chris. How are you doing?
I am doing really, really good. Now, Mr. Mike, could you just quickly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Okay, so my name is Mike Lopenzo. I'm a digital marketing strategist, but apart from that, I'm also a business development consultant and a sales marketing consultant as well.
You're a business consultant?
Yes, business development consultant,
okay.
And also a sales marketing consultant.
All right, do you do consultancy for small, medium, or large corporate businesses?
Well, it depends on the kind of business that comes our direction. Mm-hmm. So we mainly work with small to medium businesses, but even large corporations also do come to us, and we cannot turn them away.
Of course.
We're here to assist any business that needs the help.
And what exactly made you gravitate towards the business sector?
It's actually quite strange. It's a strange story because I never used to be a fan of business. I never really liked business, but it was always something that I was always interested in. When I started in high school, I used to sell a few treats. I'm not going to go into details, but I used to sell a few treats, walk away home with some. Yeah, it's not those kind of treats. It's not what you think it is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we used to sell that, and every Friday we used to walk away with like about maybe $400, and it was always interesting, And then I was like, you know what? I actually want to look more into this whole business thing that people call business management. So I took the module in grade 10, business management, and I hated it because there was so much theory and so much reading. I don't like reading, honestly speaking. And, before you know it, the more I actually began to be involved in it, I started falling in love with the whole practicality of it and everything else. And the rest is history.
Yeah, well, I guess the observer makes the observed a reality. What do you think are the most common mistakes made by small and medium-sized businesses?
Well, I would say the most common mistake made by small and medium businesses would be lack of budgeting and financial management. Yeah, because most of them really mismanage their funds and they don't know how to allocate their resources in specific assets and projects and so forth. And that always leads to a disaster. And another thing would be also dependency on the founder. Most businesses are reliant on the founder, and the founder is the business. So the moment something tragic happens to the founder, the business does not exist anymore. We had actually a situation with one of our friends where something happened and everything was on a standstill. And the business should not be that way. It should function on systems and principles. And what else again? And also lack of plan and direction. Most businesses don't have a clear direction and plan on what they want and where they're going. So that's also one of the main problems with small businesses and medium businesses.
And a business isn't necessarily something you could just go with the flow with. I just want to go back a little bit to what you said about financing. What do you think is the main reason why small businesses mismanage their funds? Do you think it's lack of knowledge, or is it just lack of business acumen?
Well, it could be also lack of knowledge, but sometimes it's also, I would say mainly lack of knowledge, because in anything you want to do, you need to have substantial knowledge in that area. Sometimes it's not enough research that was actually made towards whatever venture that you're looking to go into, and you put in money there just to find out that it leads to something else that is a failure. So it's always best to do enough research and know what you're getting yourself into before you even put your money there. Business is a risk. Everything in life is a risk, but it's always good to make calculated risks.
Calculated risks. I second that. Now, Mike, you are the founder of two startup companies, the Suit Company and AdMark Inc. Having the information you have, did you glide through these obstacles, or were you also a victim of circumstances?
Well, yes, most likely, because the other company, which is the suit company, I started it quite a while back, but then one of the obstacles was the fact that also dependency on the founder, which was I was the only one. As the founder, you are the technician, you are the mechanic, you do everything, the accountant, and it shouldn't be that way. That's why my wife came on board, and we now both partners, and she's helping me in areas where I am not good at. So, it's always that situation where you want to do everything because you expect people to think like you, to act like you, execute like you, but it's not that way. Give people the freedom to express themselves and let them surprise you. Don't just put that standard, okay, you must do it this particular way. That's where the whole failure starts, actually.
I think something I've taken away from what you've also just said right now is the importance of a team.
Yes.
You could only go so far trying to push a project on your own, and the team just helps facilitate most of the errands, most of the projects. I mean, it's very, very difficult to be doing something on your own, and I really think that a team makes everything somewhat easier, not completely easier, but somewhat easier, because you're able to delegate tasks so on.
No, definitely. Like they say, teamwork makes the dream work. No man is an island. When you work with a team, they actually complement you. But the thing is that the team needs to understand what is the vision and what is it that we're trying to accomplish here and where are we going. So if we are all in the same boat with one goal, one objective, and we work towards it with one energy, then we can accomplish anything.
Of course. And do you think that the absence or lack thereof of information is the reason small businesses fail before they even start?
Well, I would say partially because like I said earlier on, in anything you would like to venture in or do, you need wisdom or knowledge or understanding. It's the same thing as forex trading. A lot of people go into that industry or that start trading and so forth, but they don't have knowledge on the entry points, the exit points, and so forth, and they lose money and they say it's a scam. Yes, but they don't have the knowledge. So anything that you do in this life, you need knowledge. It's also the same thing in business. You need to have knowledge. Okay, where are we? Where are we going? What is our unique selling point? Who is our target market? Who are we trying to reach? How are we going to do that? You need to have that kind of understanding so that when you actually get involved in what you want to do, you make an impact.
Of course. And is there any type of funding small businesses can apply for, and what would they need in order to qualify for those kinds of funding?
Well, there isn't much that's required to to receive that kind of funding. It's just that people don't want to position themselves in a place where they can be exposed to certain things. Let me actually go more into details. Like, for example, if you want to play basketball, what you have to do first is surround yourself with people who are playing, and then ask, and then you learn, you watch videos or tutorials, whatever it is. It's the same thing with funding. Most people actually complain that there isn't much funding and so forth, but what are you doing to surround yourself in places or environments or events, organizations that distribute money and fund businesses? If you position yourself in those kind of environments, it's obviously inevitable for you to encounter somebody who knows somebody who can actually facilitate you getting funding for your business. And it's always like that. I mean, you can look at CIFA, you can look at the IDC, and there's a lot of, like even the NYDA, is it NYDA?
Yes.
National Youth, even at companies like that, they have different events, from time to time. You can always attend them, ask a few questions. How do I apply for my business? I'm in this industry. How can I apply for funding for my business and take my business to the next level? Because you actually find out that most people have the resources and they have what it takes to make their business successful, but they do not have the means. They do not have the funds. But the moment you start asking the right questions to the right people, you begin to find the solutions and the answers that you're looking for.
Do you think that the people that you mentioned just now that have the ability to achieve these great things but don't have the resources, and you went on to say that they don't surround themselves with people that they could possibly find or get funding from, do you think that there's a little bit of lack in application from them? Because I mean, if all you lack is resources, and you are not surrounding yourself with people that could facilitate you receiving some form of funding, are you not in some way applying yourself to like the best or the maximum that you could?
Yeah, well, it's sometimes what happens that we give ourselves excuses to not perform to our fullest capacity. So some people will be like, no, I can't do that, I can't reach out there. But sometimes you could actually ask a friend. Like I could just literally text a friend and say, do you know somebody that can actually help me with this project that I'm working on? And the person could be like, okay, I'm not sure, that's not my line of work, but I could refer you to somebody else. Let me actually give you an example of what happened to me. So we were working on a project where we needed Vodacom to come on board with this project because it was an e-learning platform. Okay. So what I did is we needed Vodacom to come on board to offer free data for learners who will be learning online because of the whole pandemic and so forth. Yeah. So I just started asking questions, and before you know it, I was standing in front of the person who works at Vodacom and knows very powerful people. And before you know it, the guy facilitated the whole process, and he was actually submitting documents on my behalf and helping and all those things. Those are things that I couldn't have done on my own, but it starts first by asking and researching and finding out, speaking to people. You never know who might be standing right beside you.
That actually takes me back to something that I heard on the Joe Rogan podcast. He was interviewing Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart said that people are too cool. And it's mostly the people that lack, it's mostly the people that don't have, that are too cool. Yeah. They do not do something as simple as just asking, and that holds a lot of people back, especially in the business sector. Because I mean,
definitely, there's no harm in asking.
Or be the owner of the business that's doing better than the previous one,
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true. Well, on to the next question. Are they? First of all, what is the success rate for applicants applying for these funds, if there is any catch?
Well, I would say probably 40% to my knowledge. Rate. Yes, yeah, to my knowledge, because you know how our continent is in terms of corruption. Most of the funds don't really get to the right people that need them.
So it's not necessarily mismanagement of the business owners.
Yes, it's not. Yes, exactly. It's the same thing that happens in different countries because there's a budget that's allocated for small businesses and young people and different kind of people, and it's supposed to be reached to these people so that they can use the money to employ other people and create jobs. But the problem now starts when people start now using their own families or using their own companies to actually make money from those initiatives. So there's a lot of that that's happening. I would not like to go into the details, but we know how the story goes. Exactly.
Yeah. And are the agreements made funders and businesses universal, or is each project different?
It's different depending on what the funder also is looking for. For example, what I've realized is that you don't get funding just to get money and start something. What happens is that it's a give and take world. So if I'm going to give you funding, I need to be assured to know what are you going to do with the money I'm giving you. Are you going to create jobs? Are you going to empower people? Are you going to change lives? Or what is it exactly that you're going to do? The moment I give you funding, that's what companies do. They get into this agreement where they say, for example, I'll give you about maybe 10 million or 500,000. And with this 500,000, you need to create like about 5 jobs in the space of 3 months or 6 months or so forth. And the moment you're not doing what you said you will do, that's already fraud. So there's always something to it. It's either there's a percentage that needs to be taken, it's either there's a cause or there's an impact that you need to make in the economy or helping other people as well.
True. All right, then that I definitely understand. I guess every situation is treated individually. And most business analysts and speakers say that during this pandemic is the best time to start a business. What are your thoughts on that statement?
Well, yes, it is the best time to start a business, but then you have to have a reason why you're starting the business. Most people want to start a business to make money and make quick bucks, but the essence of a business or a true business or businesses that last are businesses that are there to serve people. Like, for example, during this pandemic, people should not think of how they should make money for themselves, but how can they help people and be facilitators. That's why if you look at people like Jeff Bezos is actually a multi-billionaire, and he made billions during this pandemic. Why? It's because of the impact that he's making, and he's reaching more people by serving them online. It's facilitating that for them. The moment you start thinking in terms of how can I help somebody next to me, or how can I help my community, or how can I help the world, that's when you actually become very impactful and valuable in the marketplace. It's not about the money, it's about the value that you're putting in the marketplace.
All right, so if anybody has to start a business right now, they should have a reason to start the business, and secondly, they should be of service to the people.
To the people, exactly. It might take time, but it's going to be worth it. Because what will happen if you start a business? Because like most people, I know a lot of people that have started marketing agencies and all that. And what will happen when the clients are no more coming? You actually started it because of the clients.
True.
You did not start it because you wanted to help people. If it's because you want to help businesses and you want to help entrepreneurs, whatever the case is, the motive will always be genuine and will always be seen. People will always see your intention. It's never hidden.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mike Lopenzo. Just right before I let you go, could you please just let people know where they could find you and links to your project, links to your work, and are we expecting anything new from Mike Lopenzo in the near future?
Well, you can find me on social media. I'm everywhere on social media. The handle is the same, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and LinkedIn as well, Mike Lopenzo. You can find me there. And new projects, yes, there's tons of projects that we're working on. It's just that I cannot disclose them at this current point because it's one of those things.
I like
that.
But
yeah, but I'm excited for the future and what we're going to do by helping other people as well.
Well, are you just saying that because it's what you're preaching? Or are you actually...
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Of course.
It's what it is.
Right,
you know, I was actually speaking to one of my partner, and I was telling him as well the same thing that we spoke about, that, you know, the moment you start helping other people, that's how you actually enrich yourself. That's the only way you can enrich yourself. That's how you become more wealthy, by adding more value in the lives of people.
Right.
The wealth is actually accumulated by the amount of people that you reach. The more you reach, the more you're enriched. So it's not about you, it's about the people that you're actually touching.
Well, I guess to live for yourself is to live selfishly, and to live for others, to live eternally. I can think that...
I forgot you're a poet.
But like that's just what I was able to pick up from what you said. Well, Mike, me personally and tswemedia would like to wish you good luck in all your ventures. Hopefully we'll be in communication again. You are a digital marketer, and we are also in the digital enterprises. So it would be a very good pleasure to work with you in the near future. That's all the time we have for you today, unfortunately. Maybe we'll have another conversation on corruption. And have like a whole...
I wouldn't want to touch that area.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you very much for your time, and have yourself a great evening.
No, thank you very much for the time, and I'm honored, and I would like to also extend my greetings and my appreciation to your listeners and your viewers as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Have yourself a great evening,
Thank you very much. Same to you. Bye-bye.
And that has been another episode of tswemedia's Creative Corner. Thank you to all our listeners, everybody that tuned in. Production, tech, our guest, the Department of Arts and Culture for putting all of this together. And to close up our show, we have a gentleman all the way from Pretoria, we have Jas Colorado is in the place to stage. To all the viewers at home, stay safe, sanitize, put on your mask, and practice social distancing. tswemedia, we are out.
On the beat.
Holla, I was on a bike, tryna get a prize. Story of my life, yeah, pass me a city, give me the light. Story of my life, story of my life. Please don't address me the same. I'm way too ahead on my time. The game, no debate. The verse is the doctor's letter. You be sick for days, if not 6 feet under the grave. Right, music is the pain. We catches on the way, come on, cause it's the game. It'll never be the same. I'm giving them content and stars, got flows for days. Okay. Right now, I got ammo like Rambo, and I ain't made it to places that you can't go. Right now, you know how the game goes. No, mama have a house, but I was living in the streets. Mama have a couch, but I was sleeping on the floor. And I could tell you more. Dropped out of school, cut all my friends, broke up with girls. I did it for my dreams. Yeah, I was on a bike, trying to get a prize. Story of my life. Pass me a ciggy, give me the light. Story of my life. Story of my life. I was on a bike, tryna get a prize. Story of my life. Pass me a ciggy, give me the light. Story of my life. Story of my life. Why you capping, nigga? You ain't set no roof on fire, man.
I'm a bit mogul.
I set the roof on fire. I get anything else I desire. Say you been hot, that's cap, you a liar. I've been on the move, on the road like the tires. I set the roof on fire. I get anything else I desire. Say you been hot, that's cap, you a liar. I've been on the move, on the road. 995, this till I die. I'm not qualified for a suit and a tie. Story of my life, please get it right. I was on a bike, I was trying to get a prize. Talking features, trying to reach me. Niggas really think it's easy, they never see it. I'm talking blood, sweat and tears that I put behind it. All the sacrifice and money lost that's behind it. I'd rather be on the farm though with a bad bitch. I don't even understand that she's speaking Latin. Why she ride me like she Django on a high horse, inhale, exhale. Still I'm going flight mode, I'm probably somewhere in the air. Tryna build a house in the air. Visit if you can, I always let my work speak for me, yeah. Look in the mirror, if you say my name 5 times, you be scared, yeah. I set the roof on fire. I get anything else I desire. So you been hot, that's cap, you a liar. I've been on the move, on the road like I set the roof on fire. I get anything else I desire. So you been hot, that's cap, you a liar. I've been on the move, on the road like the tires. I set the roof on fire. I get anything else I desire. So you been hot, that's cap, you a liar. I've been on the move, on the road like the tires.
Yeah, we up next. Feel like no baby, bitch, I got this shit approved.
Could you pass the Bacardi, please? Thank you. There's no other way to put it, man. Country, yeah. Country trap, yeah. I got hit a leg by the Cabrari, giving fuck up by the bitch. Yeah. Look at what I did. Tell us Michael Jordan, and they know my shit is lit. Yeah. I just hit a leg, I'm gone. Told us Michael Jordan, I ball. Look at what I did, I won. Yeah, look at what I did, I won. Yeah, I just hit a leg, I'm gone. Yeah, told us Michael Jordan, I ball. Look at what I did, I won. Yeah, look at what I did. Hi, nice to meet you. My name Colorado. I'm more like a genie. I can do anything. I'm about to change it. No Batman, no Superman. Only right there. I be flying in the K. Okay, multiple flows. Okay, divided and netted on top. Okay, get on my boat. Okay, the flow hurricane, but I know how to say. Okay. Ever since a youngin', I've been insane. I got it 'cause I earn it. We ain't the same. You can't compare on how I was raised. And I run my race. I meditate. I elevate. High in the sky. I medicate. People wanna talk about me, never really see me. If I catch a nigga slipping, then I might catch a case. Jesus. Remember when they told me I would never be nothing? That was 11, so the future like a prophet. Now, they don't really know how to stop me. Farm war, horses, cattle, tractors, coolers. I just Thee Montana, and that's a fact, no cat. Yeah. I just hit the leg, I'm Tallest Michael Jordan, I ball. Look at what I did, I won. Look at what I did, I won. I just hit a leg, I'm gone. Tallest Michael Jordan, I ball. Yeah, look at what I did, I won. Yeah, look at what I did, I won. Tallest Michael Jordan, I ball. Look at what I did, I won.